So can we count down just to look ahead? Because it feels like we're going to take a little break here for a couple of days. Everybody takes a breath from football.
Yeah.
And then it kind of circles back. What is the biggest storyline to you from this game?
The biggest one. Kyle Shanahan's got to get it done, right?
I think for me, it's Mahomes getting 3 rings.
Yeah.
I think he moves to another stratosphere if he pulls this off with this team. Because I don't think
What's the next stratosphere? Because I've had this conversation. He's still years away from Brady. So in your mind, he passes Montana for sure.
No, I think it cements he's in that final group when we mentioned the greatest quarterbacks ever. But I even think
he's there. Yeah.
Well, but I think he's young. He's only, his first full season was 2018. But no, I was thinking cross-sport stratosphere becomes kind of interesting at that point.
The hell does that mean?
Well, you're comparing them to basketball players, baseball players, soccer, tennis.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're talking about, is this our greatest living athlete? I think becomes in play at that point. Because to do this in football in a 32-team league that's designed for nobody to be good for more than 3-4 years as a team, and then it dips down again, to just be this good over and over again. I think that's a harder feat and he's playing the hardest position of any sport. So to do that, I think puts him in another group. And now it's like if we're arguing about him versus Jokic, and he wins against anybody you want to mention, he wins.
Again, you're baiting me to bring up Brady and say we can't.
Brady doesn't play anymore. I'm talking about right now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
so
I'm talking about people, current stars in different sports. He's holding the championship belt.
I kind of think he's there. You think he's at number 1 with that? You think he's over LeBron? So Mahomes overtakes LeBron.
LeBron hasn't won a title since 2020. He's won 1 title in the last 8 years. He's 39 years old.
Right. So it's Djokovic and that Van Stoppen, that F1 guy.
Djokovic just lost to Sinner, Harry's guy.
Right. That's right.
In the Australian.
Harry
Big one
won
for Harry.
$75 on it. He's very excited. Yeah.
There's no golfer who I think has ascended above all the other golfers.
Right. This is good.
I don't think there's a soccer star. There's no boxer. Cerruti, can you think of anyone, Cerruti? Mahomes has this, right? If he wins this?
There's nobody in soccer. No.
Is there anyone in any sport that you would have?
Wouldn't be baseball because
it's Verstappen. Verstappen is, the guy in F1.
Oh, we're going F1. Okay.
No fun. But yeah.
Wow, that F1.
So we could just have a whole podcast on Verstappen versus Mahomes. Imagine.
I am not prepared to participate in that podcast. Anyway, he's the GOAT.
Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut.
That's it. No one's passing him.
You know who's kind of in the running? Unfortunately, it's a scripted sport with predetermined results, but Roman Reigns has had a pretty unbelievable last few years. He's had the title forever.
You're right. He doesn't let up. The
2020s belong to Roman Reigns and Pat Mahomes.
Right. And then so you would say the Uso brothers are sort of like when the referees help Mahomes a little bit.
Yeah, Triple H is like Sean Smith today. So I have Mahomes going for 3 rings as the number 1 storyline. You're still sticking with Shanahan?
Yeah, I think that's number 1. I mean, Mahomes, the Taylor Swift stuff is going to infiltrate.
I have that second. I wrote down Mr. Irrelevant versus Taylor Swift.
Right.
Because I think the Mr. Irrelevant thing is an unbelievable story. And Purdy is almost as good of a story as anything else because you could argue, they might have won the title last year if he didn't get hurt. Now they're in the Super Bowl again. The fact that he was the last pick of the draft, which I know has been discussed ad nauseum, but it really is incredible. This guy was the last pick of the draft. Like, what are the odds? I really like him. I like watching him. There's been a couple times this year where we counted him out or like, oh, here we go. The clock has struck midnight, and then he seems to rally back. And I thought he made really good throws today once he kind of settled down. I thought he was good.
What do you think about Andy Reid being the best coach of any?
Had that in there.
Yeah. I mean, does he go to the top 2 or 3 in your mind?
I had that as my 4th one. I have him as the active coach GOAT.
Yeah.
Because Belichick can't get a job.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe listen, I actually really like Raheem Morris. I thought that was like one of the best available coaches.
Right.
But it's hard for me to believe Belichick wanted to coach the Falcons, and they were like, cool, thanks anyway. Because I thought he was really good this year with a team that he had screwed up with the roster selections. But obviously they wanted a younger person.
I think you are playing some kind of practical joke on everybody. I think you and your Patriot fan friends get together and be like, we could foist Belichick on someone. He was 3-14 as a 71-year-old.
4-13.
Oh, 4-13. And he wants to run the organization wherever he goes. Why?
Well,
let's make it.
I'm out on that.
McDermott loses. The Bills have to sign him. The Cowboys have to sign him. Why didn't Atlanta? Atlanta might be the big winner. They avoided Lamar Jackson and Belichick. Good job for you, Atlanta. Nice.
Are you kidding me?
What about Joe Gibbs? Joe Gibbs he has some hardware. He has some trophies. He's only 83.
You're telling me you'd rather have Mike McCarthy than Bill Belichick?
Yeah. At this point, why not? Why was?
So you think Belichick's washed? It's over.
What he has to prove himself again. He does. I'm sorry. You can't let 4 or 5 years go before you win and not take a year off or something. All right.
It's fair.
I know you know it's true. I know you agree.